So, got another topic to talk about, and as you see, I got that dislike on that joint. I want to make it clear I have been a fan of DDG for a while, but I've been noticing this disturbing trend. And everybody want to talk about Black Lives Matter, but you know what I noticed? Black lives only matter until a famous artist that people like do something against us. Then all of a sudden, but let's see. So I've been noticing DDG has this nephew named Woo Wop, and I'm all for melanated peoples running it up on social media. I'm all for uh, helping the youth, make their own money, become self-made millionaires. But this to me is an example. This song and the content that they do with this kid is an example of how desensitized everybody is. And to me, it's also an example of how these entertainers will traumatize children, will uh will do detrimental damage to the psyche of young Black youth for an audience of mainstream suburban fans who already think that we savages anyway. I want to say this again. I have been a fan of DDG's content, of his music, and of his videos. But how far have we fallen as a people? How much have we let these phones desensitize us that we let stuff like this go on? He's put this song out called Kill My Grandma. And it's this little kid in the studio singing about killing his entire family. And I'm looking around like I have a son. I'm looking around like nobody is gonna speak on the fact that they're exploiting this kid and that they're exposing him to violent imagery and putting all this stuff in his head for views. And I was like, okay, somebody else must see this. And then I went to the comments. You see us, right? Really hitting melodies. He's ahead of his time. Destroying, another channel that I watch. This hard, no cap. Nothing to say about a little kid singing about killing his entire family. I'll be the only one as usual. You know what I noticed? On social media, if humans are given a morally right choice and a morally wrong choice, people will flock to the morally wrong choice and defend it. You know what else I noticed? Social media is really turning people into sociopaths. So I guess this channel is more important than I thought because everybody seems to be lost out here. Want to play this at the funeral. Whole fam finna be traumatized. Forcing a young African American kid to do this for an audience of suburban, mainstream American fans has got to be one of the craziest, most selloutish things I've ever seen. As a father, as somebody who was an education major and saw the effects that music and content have on the youth every single day, this is insane. This is insane. And too often, we see this happen again and again. It's like, man, you rewind time, you see a whole bunch of racists saying that we're savages and animals. And now when you fast forward, you see a bunch of descendants of that same mentality cheering on our destruction. The only difference is we've joined in. Gonna ask, and here's the other part too. They gonna have a bunch of little kids singing this, and nobody thinks that it's wrong. Social media has destroyed humanity's sense of right and wrong, G. DDG really putting the whole family on, down to the kids. Now, obviously, there's a lot of surface thinkers. Please don't think that I'm hating on DDG for putting content out. I'm hating on anybody who is corrupting and messing up the youth. They keep running these skits like Woo Wop is a grown man. If a grown man was singing about killing his entire family, I would definitely be in here saying the same thing. Went from prank to a hit. Listening to your music gets me through my dark days. Oh my goodness, I can't. This song's gonna be on repeat all day. Listen, man, there's a reason why the Bible says turn your back on the world. There are not too many people who are awake and aware. And I'm really to the point where it feels like I used to have this mentality of we got to save people. We got to save people. But you know what I realized? The Matrix was right, y'all. People don't want to be saved. People want to be comfortable with the evil. They have got everyone strung out on these phones. This man Woo Wop is funny. Put this on Spotify. I'm going to throw this on the playlist. We making it out the hood with this one. Legendary hood classic. Nobody thinks that this is messed up. Y'all should be disturbed that there are this many people walking around in our society co-signing this. And I'm somebody who does music. I'm somebody who listens to trap music, all that stuff. I'm somebody who is part of the culture. For everybody talking about why you're using your platform to tear down whoever. No, this ain't black. This is the status quo. Just like I said in this Kanye West video, man. There is not anything pro-black about this. This is what the racists want. They want us to be depicted as savages and animals. They want the youth corrupted, desensitized, and traumatized. This is playing right into the powers that be's hand. And I'm calling it out because as a black man with a black son, this is disgusting, G. And I don't care if people disagree. I'll be the only one. I hope DDG realizes that selling out like this and corrupting your own family, that's going to come back to you. And I hope he gets back to his other content because his other content was dope. I used to watch it all the time. But as a parent, as an education major in college, as somebody who was in the schools, there are 5th and 6th graders talking about getting switches on Glocks right now. There are children running around singing WAP. And y'all don't think that there's a problem with it? Y'all don't see how the people who run this country are turning it into Rome in its heyday, where there was no morality, where people were corrupting the youth left and right. Y'all don't see how they have completely destroyed the mentality of the youth? I respect the DDG really putting this whole family on. Like I said, man, we are one of the first generations to become self-made, to have an opportunity to become self-made millionaires. So I salute a young black man getting a bag out here, and I salute generational wealth. I salute the youth putting music out. But we got to draw the line somewhere. And from where I notice, man, no, most people don't have that line. So I'll be the one. I'll be the one that takes the flack. I'll be the one that takes the hate. We ain't co-signing this. And you know what? YouTube is definitely not going to take this down because I notice if it has a certain amount of views, they'll just leave it up. But if anyone else did this, if somebody came to your door and said, I want to get your kid in a studio talking about killing his entire family, killing his grandmother, would you let it go down? If they knocked on your door, a lot of y'all probably would let it go down. Say what you want, man. How is this not being disliked? Woo, the first rapper to make controversial music with no backlash. I'll be the one, bro. I'll be the one. And anybody forcing a young black kid to do this, anybody forcing a child to do this for clout, sick, G. I hope DDG goes back to his original content, but from what it seems like, he's getting views and content from this, so it'll continue. From Kanye West to whoever, I'm looking at the people that are corrupting the youth. And look, man. I see a lot of people People have contacted me on various platforms talking about why you keep going at our people. For one, it's a black issue. So I'm gonna address black issues, but I'm gonna keep it fair. My next video will diversify more so we don't make people mad. All right. I'll be the one to stand against this, man. That's what this channel is about. That's what 1000 Winners Media is about. Not being cheap, not just going with whatever, not corrupting the youth. Somebody got to stand. They say if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. We'll be the only ones, man. I hope that this stuff stops, but from what I'm seeing, it's just going to continue, man. And as somebody who was part of emo culture and scene culture, come on, man. It's not about murdering your family members and all. That's a stereotype too, man. This is just sick. And we going to call it out. What we got next?